Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me on another weekend watchlist building session. Today is Sunday, October 10th, 2021, and the markets are gonna go crazy this week. We have OPEX week this week. Typically, it's been very bearish. If you wanted to look in the past, OPEX is usually very time for lots of selling off. So be nimble, be safe, stay on your toes. We've got a couple plays that we're going to look at. I'm going to try to give you both directions so that we can go up or down depending on what the market decides it wants to do. We're also going to go over some continuation plays from last week because I feel like I've been pretty early on some stuff lately, so I'm trying to really fine tune it. I noticed that over the last couple weeks, the stocks that I call out for that week usually happen maybe a week later. So swing trades, continuation plays, those type of things. So definitely going to keep an eye on that. I am going to use the Smart Money, Dartpool, and Block Trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. That's the screen that you see on your screen right now. I'm also going to go through some options plays as well as looking at several different technical analysis. So I'm going to try to keep this video as quick as possible. However, bear with me. I've got to go through 10 different tickers at 2 minutes a ticker. That's still 20 minutes. So this may be a little bit longer video. I will be doing chapters on this video, so you can just jump right through the different chapters if you're looking for a specific stock. So all I ask in return is you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Start sharing it with your friends, families, coworkers, neighbors, dogs, whoever you want to. Really starting to grow the channel. Really do appreciate all the support and the comments. If you do leave a comment, I try to get to it. Try to get to it as soon as possible. So before I fumble over my words anymore, I'm going to shoot a quick intro and we'll get right into it. I'll see you in a second. All right, welcome back. So I need to take a drink and then we'll get into this. Hopefully everybody's week was good. I had my first slightly reddish week in a long time. I think a lot of it, I've done some recaps and some postmortems on what was going on. Traveling early in the week, had a lot of projects, had a lot of stuff to get through at the end of the week, and I think I made a very rookie mistake. I felt like I needed to keep my consistency in a shorter amount of time. So I put more pressure on myself, took on more risk, got a little lenient with the trade rules, and basically I got greedy. I mean, I had great trades. I just tried to get too much out of them. So I'm going back to basics, basically. That's a lot of basics in there. Can I get one more in there? Nah. I'm going back to basics, and I'm going to look at getting base hits throughout the week, small gains. When I first started trading, I had a trading goal of $100 per day. That's, I think, pretty reasonable with the size of accounts that I have and the amount of accounts that I have. So whenever I need to regroup, reflect, and re-engage, I'll typically go back to that small base hits, focusing on one trade at a time, managing my risk, shutting off the noise, not playing the hype, taking care of myself. So that's the goal for this week. And with that being said, let's hop right into it. So the stocks that we have on our list this week are Carvana, AMT, that's Alpha Michael Tango, W for Wayfair, Playboy, because everybody likes Playboy, Uber, and Mastercard. I tried to get one from a couple of different sectors just to see what could possibly run. All we need is one good trade. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Mastercard. So I love playing this stock. I don't know why, but it's been one of my favorite stocks to play. Unfortunately, I didn't play it last week when it had the massive move. I played it back on the 22nd, so I played this move here. Got out of it, right? Glad I wasn't in it for this one. Missed this whole Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Can you see it? If you can't see it, I'll do a screenshot real quick. Some of my terminology you're going to have to learn real quick. The Wu-Tang pattern reversal is simply a Dow 1, 2, 3 reversal. But it looks like this. One, right? Sell off to support, rally to resistance, confirm that support, and then make a large explosive move to the upside. That is my, if I could play that one single play all day, every day, that's what I would do. I would play this move. Sorry, I'm trying to get, I think that looks good. Yeah, I'd play this move. Play the down, the up, the down, and then the rally. So if you hear me say the Wu-Tang pattern reversal, then that's what it means. All right, Mastercard. My chart setup. So for those of you that are new that haven't joined me before, I'm going to quickly run through my chart setup. This is flow trade. There will be a link in the description for a free trial if you're interested in it. Flow trade is a leading indicator. It's not lagging. It shows and tracks what's happening with large institutional hedge funds, big money makers, smart money, the Kathy Woods, the big boys, right? The Goldman Sachs. It tracks what they're doing in real time and allows us to see that. And that is the little purple line here. That's the algorithm. So that's what's happening then there. The white bars are price action. If I draw a blue line across the screen, that is a dark pool block trade. Red lines represent regular block trades. And if you see me draw a white line, see me drop a white line, then it's either Friday party or the boy Laz is in from town or Tony Montana showed up. I don't know. The white line joke is getting pretty, I gotta adjust a little bit. But basically what it means is that there's a dark pool and a regular block trade that have printed so close to each other or just at the same level that I had to separate that out from the red and the blue. So white would represent major areas of support and resistance, major areas of influx, and lots of inflow, right? Inflow and outflow. So that's where a dark pool and a regular block trade both print at the same level. They'll happen. They're not super common, but when they do, I definitely focus on those. Okay. So with Mastercard, price action, right? It did the Wu-Tang pattern reversal, ran up into some resistance. It looks like it's trying to find new support at this level. We definitely keep an eye on it. I'm just going to preface everything that I say this week. You've got to be able to be flexible. You play the chart in front of you, and if you have to play the downside, you play the downside. So we do have a little bit of bullish divergence that has occurred for about a day. That means that the algo is heading one way and price is heading the other way. What we're looking for is that divergence to play out, price action to come back and meet the algo, not the other way around. We don't want the algo. The algo is not going to come to price action. Price action is going to come to the algo. All right, it can take, as far as time frame for that divergence to occur or to conclude, there's no specific time frame. So it could happen, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Like there's no set time frame, but typically it'll happen within I've seen it happen in a couple of weeks. All right, the algorithm is doing its job, right? Sorry, gotta get my. There we go. The algo is doing its job. It's been steady net buying, right? Looks like it's trying to maintain its little rising channel that it's in. Yes, the algo does respect technical analysis. Price action is, right? So that was a standard trend. It ripped through this, right? Smashed out of that block, that wedge. Came up, made 1, 2, possibly head and shoulders forming, right? So it's very important that we keep an eye on that wedge, okay? We have a dark pool at 344.36. I think it's funny that I'm doing Mastercard this week because last week I did a video saying it was Mastercard, but it was really Maco. So Mastercard this week. 344.36 is a dark pool support. I know it's ways down, but it's there, so we have to pay attention to it. Uber. Now, this is a lot of divergences being played out on Uber, right? Typically, this appears to be, let's see, price action making higher highs and higher lows. The algo is making lower highs and lower lows. So that's bearish divergence. Standard, just textbook bearish divergence. So we will look at that and we will see what's going on with the algo. So the algo's been net selling, right? while price is continuing up to the upside. If the algo does, it can very easily make an about face like it did here, right? Make a little rally, or it can do one of these right here where it finally sells off, finds some support, right? It finds that support and starts to make higher highs and higher lows, right? See how that divergence played out, right? The algo was selling off, price action was rising, right? The algo finally reversed and price action came down to complete that divergence, right? This algo line is not anchored to a specific y-axis, so it does float around. You can see if I zoom in and zoom out on some of these, right? The algo can float around, so don't get stuck with, oh, it's, you know, it's not at the same y-axis. So we're looking for direction. We're looking for higher highs, higher lows. Yeah. So the divergence played out here, right? We traded with price action to here, started trading with price action, still trading with price action, right? A little bit of divergence here that's played out here. So this is the most recent divergence that we're playing in, right? And it's currently trading with price action. So we have to be aware of all of those little factors. So I don't know if I want to call that a channel, right? But the price action is maintaining its uptrend. So we just got to be aware of some different levels here. So we have regular block trade resistance at 48, right? We have white line support resistance coming in right here at this 47.50 level. And then we have dark pool support all the way down at 46.94. Let's call that 47. Right? Very key levels. We also have some previous white line levels. If Uber breaks its uptrend, these are going to be the levels that are going to be either taking profit or potential reversal points. 46.50. Are you seeing a theme here? 46.45, right? 46.45, 47.45. If I get down here to 45.50, right? And 44.50 area. Are you guys starting to see the pattern? So it looks like every 50-cent increment, regular and dark pool interest it meets. So we are currently at a whole number 48. The next one up would be 48.50. Right below that is 47.50. Right. So a dollar range move with 50% block trade influence. I guess it's the easiest way to say that. So keep an eye on that. Look at it to the downside. If we get a rally, look at it for the upside. Be aware of those levels, okay? Playboy. Now, I haven't traded this stock yet, but the group has traded it, and they made a killing off of it. One, because you can get into commons on this. You can do some advanced option strategies. You can do a wheel strategy. There's a lot of things that you can do with a mid-cap, small cap, mid-cap. I'd say this is mid-cap stock, right? This is also a recent IPO, so it is super popular with the meme stocks too. So the only thing I'm not really super happy about is there's no block trades in the last 11 days. Typically, we like to see at least one or two. As far as the algo is concerned, the algo looks like it's been net buying, right? Buying, higher, right? Finally made a higher high, made a higher low. So it is trading with price action. It hasn't broken its support level yet, right? It's got support down in here. So this could be a potential fade to support for a rally. So let's just do this. So generally the algo has been in an uptrend, right? Currently it's trying to find, grab the wrong tool there. Currently it's trying to find a level of support, right? Could very well bounce off of this level here and continue up. It could easily revert up, or it could fall down. Keep in mind, we could do a little head and shoulders, right? So, like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on this. This may be a Tuesday, Wednesday play. I want to see how this algo reacts next week. As far as price action is concerned, pretty standardized. Like, I don't know if that's the wedge, right? That looks pretty decent to me. So price action is making higher lows. It hasn't made a higher high yet because we haven't taken out that level. So we're consolidating. Look for this trend line support to hold. As we get squeezed into this focal point here, then we'll either pop out the bottom or pop out the top. So that's Playboy. Keep an eye on it. Going to be watching the algo for what it does, how it reacts early in the week, right? Next one up is Wayfair. So Wayfair is a carryover from last week. Price action consolidated last week. The algo continued to make higher lows and higher highs. So the divergence has not completed yet. And I think we're waiting for some sort of catalyst with Wayfair before we really get that move to start playing out. Okay. So the algo is making higher lows and higher highs. It's broken. See how I said we need algo to break above resistance and support. So this is what I'm talking about over here on Playboy, for it to get above this overhead resistance like it did here. Okay. As far as price action is concerned, it's consolidating, right? Consolidation. Trying to figure out where this wedge comes from. Is it there? Yep, I like that level. So we're getting squeezed into a corner here. We're going to pop out to the upside or the downside. Obviously, the upside has more potential. The downside has more support. We have a dark bull block trade coming in at 238.74 and another one at 254.36. That's a pretty decent range right there. I think you can make some money playing just that channel, right? So keep an eye on it. Look for the break of this for a rally to previous high, and then rally to dark pool levels, 254.36. Okay. All right, moving on. Let's see, we want to look at. So we did W. Uber, Mastercard, Playboy. So Carvana and AMT are next on our list. Alrighty. Carvana. This is a strong move with the algo, and this is trading with price action. Okay. I'm not super thrilled that there are no block trades in Carvana in the last 11 days. However, the algo is pretty sweet looking, right? It's bullishly diverged back on I'd say maybe the 6th is where the divergence started to occur. Yeah, right. Divergence at about this level here. The algo is making higher highs and higher lows, so it's doing a good job of being in an uptrend, right? Price action is doing its job at holding the support level here. Long-term wedge. Like, this is really long-term. Right? Look at that overhead resistance. So it's just squeezing, trying to get out of its own way. So divergence, like I said, probably occurred. We're trading with price action. Price action starts selling off. The algo starts going up. So probably in this little area here is the divergence that we would look to. I should use a different color for this. That's the divergence we're looking to play out, right? I mean, there's an opportunity to make some good money there. So if the algo can continue to do its job and, you know, curl back up and continue to move to the upside, with any sort of catalyst or news, I think that Carvana can break this overhead resistance. I think it can actually move back up to take out this divergence, right? So moving on. AMT, American Tower Corp. This is a real estate play, low IV, not super great beta. I've never traded it before, but we've got a good learning opportunity here. I don't know why I'm off today just a little bit. I think I haven't had enough caffeine. So I'll try to do a video later today that I'm a little bit more on. So anyway, the algo. This is good divergence opportunity to see here. Price action, selling off, right? The algo is buying, right? Price action has to come meet where that divergence plays out. So the algo higher, high, higher, high, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. This is trading with price action, right? Looking for the algo to find support. Looking for it to curl back around. Kind of get out of this little flag that it's forming. Right? And the algo to bounce off of there and continue to the upside. Kind of like it did here, right? Rally, plateau, rally, support, rally. That's the move we're looking to have happen. Price action, potential double bottom. Right? You're going to have to keep an eye on that. Excuse me. Look for the bounce here and continuation up to the upside. Obviously, there's a lot of resistance that it has to get through on its way back up, right? Got to take out some of those previous lows. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We may be a little early, but we have an opportunity here. So that was Carvana, AMT. Now, I think I may do a second video for the continuation, which would be like Affirm, Zoom, Roblox, Coin, Futu, all of those plays. These would be new plays for this week, and the continuation plays for next week we would look at. Okay. All right, that concludes the algo portion. If you're just here for the algo, I'm done with the algorithm. I'm going to jump into some technical analysis for those same stocks, and I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. Okay, starting off with Mastercard. We were able to break above our demand zone. We're above the directional 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart. We rallied to the 200 on the daily, right? We got to get above that for me to be super comfortable in going long. And we're currently trading about a 1 ATR from the mean. MACD about to cross over on both of these. So we've got a little bit of divergence here. Look for this golden cross to happen. TTM squeeze, we'd look for that to slingshot over and release. Looks like we had a dividend day on this. Let's see, when was that? On the 7th, that would explain possible little pullback that happened. Currently, so we got about what, an $9 ATR. That's why I'm interested in this stock, because it can move $9 a day, right? Sold off to support, rallied into the 250 resistance, failed to break and close above it, sold off again back down to support. So there's pretty significant support level happening here, right? At 340. So 340, I would say, is support, demand zone. If I were to draw that out, this is what it would look like. Right, possible demand zone. We've also got a demand zone here that we're looking at. This is the daily chart. So what I'm looking to see happen is if price can get through this Ichimoku cloud, it's got to get above the 200 SMA to confirm trend reversal. Okay, so it's got a lot of overhead resistance. Could easily reject off of, this current level here, fail to break into the cloud, and continue to sell off. Or it could do what it did over here, where it broke through the cloud, right? And then ran into some resistance and sold off. So keep an eye on Mastercard. Let's see what we got going on here. So this is the mean. We're trading at 1 ATR above. I'm trading about 1 ATR. See this doji here? That is an area of indecision that runs from 350 to 355. So there's that 350, 355 range of indecision, potential chop. We do have a radiant fire signal on the daily. So, like I said, it's contrarian. We reject off this level. We can come back down and test 350. We break 350. We come down and test 338, right? Said $9 ATR. We're running into the Keltner channel top. If we break through, right? Break through this. This is also point of control. So break above 365. We start going long again. Rejection off of 365, I think we come back down and test 345, 340. So that's Mastercard. Uber. All right, so Uber is above the 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart, which is one of my rules. We don't trade anything below that, right? So Uber can actively be traded if it's got my permission. Looking for a 15-minute squeeze release, so it's a little slingshot squeeze to be released. Looking for a daily MACD crossover. MACD is positive and increasing. Trading at about 2 ATR right now. On our way up to test the 200 SMA on the daily. So basically, we're trying to get up and test 50, the $50 level. We ran into, didn't make it above 48.85. So there's an opportunity from 47 to 50. That's what I'm looking to play. Nice strong uptrend. We're above VWAP. We're above the 50. We're trying to rally to the 200. Right. As far as Uber on some other charts, see how we broke through the Ichimoku cloud here on the daily. Right. We've got stack positive moving averages, 821, 34, 50. Right. Little consolidation on the radiant fire. The TTM squeeze histogram is light blue and increasing. It hasn't turned to dark blue, which would be neutral and decreasing. So it's still increasing. Looks like we've got some momentum. There's a 1, 2, there's some sort of a pattern here. $1.70 ATR. So we could definitely take that $50 target, right? Psychological level, supply zone. There's just a lot happening at the $50 level for Uber. So this is what that looks like. Right, supply zone. Nice move, right? Rally to 2 ATR, pull back to 1, consolidate, right? Consolidate for a couple days, and then start another run, right? So we've got 2 white bars looking for that $50, 85-cent point of control, right? So 50 is that super important level for Uber. If we hit 50, right, we may be able to get a little extra juice out of it up to 51.35 before we get any sort of pullback. All right, that was Uber. Playboy. Right. what did I do here? Thought I could be cute, but not. All right, PLBY. All right, so checking out Playboy on our 15-minute chart. We rejected the 200 SMA earlier in the week, sold off down to support, rally, broke above the 200 for a minute, right into 382 retracement at that 24 psychological level. Couldn't maintain that on Thursday, sold off into Friday, consolidated Friday. Okay, so it's really ugly here from 23.25 to 23.50, right? So that's a no-go zone for me. If we reject off of that 23.50 level, we have room down to 22.44, or just call it 22.40. So there's a dollar move to the downside. We get above that, would represent a move above the 200 SMA. We can back test and hold that. I think that we can come test 24, 24.50, 25, 25.50. Remember, 50-cent increments where block trades were having a lot of interest, right? So what do we do here? Rejected the 200 SMA on the daily, sold off, down to 1 ATR, rallied back up to, it's like the 50-day SMA on the daily, rejected that, back down to support, rallied to the 21 EMA on the daily, so rallied to the mean. TTM squeeze is consolidating, MACD is consolidating on the 15 to daily, 15 in the daily, right? So consolidation. We have VWAP, highest volume VWAP at 23.85, and the 50-day at 24.65, right? So we have a little bit of overhead resistance. If we can't get through that, then I think we can come back down and test previous supports at 22.44. Below 22.44, I think we start, we take a downside move for a little while. Right? Same thing here. This is a newly formed 200 SMA that we've been fighting with, right? So on the daily, negatively stacked moving averages, like it's not super bullish. There we go. Not super bullish, but also have an opportunity. So we've got some work ahead of us. If we can get up through this cloud, like I said, break above 25, 27 is the next easy target with 25.50, 26.50, 50-cent increments all the way up. Consolidating on the squeeze, the TTM squeeze here. $1.50 ATR. So look at this massive consolidation that's happening, right? That's all this is. Consolidation. Looking for a pop. Okay. Same deal here. And weekly, daily color and channel support. So we need to get above the daily. We take that, we can test the weekly. Like we can move, just needs a catalyst, okay? All right, that was Playboy, Wayfair. So Wayfair was carryover from last week. It just didn't do its job. It attempted to get above the 200 SMA on the 15 on Thursday, failed to do so, right? And sold off back down into longer term support. One more attempt at a slingshot squeeze. Maybe need a day or so to consolidate on the daily for the MACD to cross over to get more aligned with the move that we're trying to hit. We'd need this 50 to cross above this 200. This is VWAP here. This purple line is VWAP. So this little inside bar right here is just kind of holding us up. So we're definitely range bound from 2. 238.75, range bound to 250, right? I mean, you can make money in a $10 move, right? I do want us to get above this key area here, right? We can get above that and maintain that as support. Then I think we can really start to move back up to the upside. We're trading at -2 ATR. We want to rally to the 21, right, at 265. But we've got a lot of overhead resistance. Massive sell-off, massive pop, right? Sell-off, pop, sell-off. So it looks like we had a little rally into earnings. We've got earnings coming up in November. Potential rally into earnings. At least a rally to the 21, right? At 260. Let's just call it 260. Yeah, rally to at least the 21, and then we'll see what happens there. Okay, like I said, we might be a little early. Things may need to set up for another day or so, but we're looking for this little slingshot, this little slingshot move right here. So like I said, we might be at this area here, looking for it to move on to the upside. Consolidation. All right, we have some weekly Keltner channel support as well. All right, it was Wayfair Amt. Like I said, I've never traded this stock, but I think there's an opportunity. So I'm going to look at this. I want to go over this daily chart first, just because there's a potential to the downside. So point of control is coming in at 266.50, right? 266.62, sorry. So we sold off, right? Finally found some support at 261.69, which is the exact same level that we're at now. Actually, we found support at 261.13. Sorry, 261 even. So we found support here, right? From there, we attempted to rally to the 21, which is up here by VWAP, which is 280 is the 21 EMA on the daily. That's the mean. Like, there's a lot of talk about stocks reverting to the mean. Well, stocks like to be at the mean, right? They're comfortable there, or 1 or 2 ATRs above it, right? They don't like being -3 ATRs. So imagine you're like 3,000 miles from home, right? You don't have your American Express, but I don't know. So we sold off. We attempted to make that rally, right? We rejected, and we came back down and tested support. So it could be a potential 1, 2, right? We have 1, 2, 3 reversal. Right? 1, 2, 3 reversal. But I wanted you to be aware of this because we do have downside potential to the 200 at 253. MACD is negative, right? Don't have a slingshot reversal candle yet. A little bit of weird, funky consolidation here. Like, is this a head and shoulders or not? So, like I said, I want to see, we have to basically get above Friday's highs, which would be above the 200, above the 50, would restack our moving averages positive and show a trend reversal. So AM, sorry, I just had to make sure I have the right stock on there, right? Same kind of deal. This one looks a little bit better, right? Nice, strong uptrend forever, right? Since 2021, March, right? Since March, uptrending, sold off, found some support, right? All the way back here. That support line came from all the way back there. We broke below it. We broke below it twice. Like if we have to come back down, we have to come all the way back down and to that demand zone. Let me just draw it out for you. So we have a demand zone down here at -3 ATR. So like I said, is this just a little bebop for a continuation to the downside, or is this a reversal? 1, 2, 3 reversal. I don't know. It's interesting. It's gonna be a fun stock to play. Supported the weekly, rejected off the daily. And last but not least, Carvana. All right, Carvana. Another situation. Excuse me. Another situation where we failed to break above VWAP, right? And I think this is month to date VWAP. Yeah. So this is a monthly VWAP we rejected off of. So currently we have negatively stacked moving averages 8, 21, 34, 50, 200 VWAP. So we're below like tons of overhead resistance, right? We're below the 200 on the daily. We're trading at 3 ATR. We have negative and decreasing MACD, right? When I looked at Carvana, we have bullish divergence, consolidation on price action, right? So another one of those, this is kind of like that AMT candle, sell off, right? Rally candle back down to support. Does it continue to sell off to the downside, or do we rally above, right? So there's opportunity is what I'm saying. We have a lot of overhead resistance, right? Negative decreasing histogram, negative decreasing ready and fire. Let's see. So I'm trying to adjust my trading view from the point of last reversal, right? See how this last reversal over here, we sold off, did a little bebop, right? Back down below the 200, sold off a little bebop back down. So I'm looking for this type of reversal play right here, right? Very similar structure to this date and time. Right? Sold off, right? Little bebop back up, which is what we did on Thursday. Sold off a little bit more, right? We finally got a reversal here. And once that reversal hit, we launched, right? Up into cloud resistance, back down to 50 support, and then we just rallied on that. So that's kind of what we're looking to have happen here with Carvana, right? So does history repeat itself? Yeah, maybe. We're just going to keep an eye on it. Contrarian, we break below. This is one of those ugly ones. So we've got all right, so we got some wackadoodle demand zone right here. These demand zones always give me the hardest time, right? Just because do I do a $10 demand zone, or do I just do a little bebop one right there? Right? Are we at demand zone for continuation to the upside? Yeah. So, like I said, we may be early. We got to get about 290, 260. Find, back test for support there. All right. We got to break the $300 level. If we break 300, I think we can rally to at least 307 before we have to make another decision. But I'd like to make this move through this cloud right here at this point. All right, moving on to the next little part, little thesis. Selling off to -2, maybe -3 ATR. We have VWAP or point of control. All right, coming in at 275 for a move to the upside. Weekly Cutler channel support, right? 275 puts us right at that weekly Keltner channel support. So sell off to there, rally up. Trying to find the last time we hit the weekly bottom. So weekly bottom here, sold off weekly bottom, rallied back up, broke through the weekly cloud, tried to continue on, failed, had to come back down. We tested the weekly mid, couldn't hold that level, and then we're selling off to the weekly bottom. Is this a level where we make that move back up to the upside? Looking like reversal here, like we did there, or do we break below, right? Break down below this weekly cloud, right? And continue to sell off down to previous lows. So opportunities galore. All right, I know that was a long video. I want to thank you for taking your time and spending it with me this morning. I will do some chapters on this video, so you can just click through to different, basically minute markers, so you can click through to look at what you're really interested in. All I ask in return is hit the like button, subscribe, share this with your friends, families, neighbors, coworkers, anybody that you know that could use some assistance in technical analysis. If they're just starting to learn how to trade, let me know. I like to help people. That's all I'm here to do, is to help people out. So do me a favor, help me out with that like button. See y'all next week. Leave a comment. Hit me up on Twitter. If you haven't got your trial of flow trade yet, there should be a link in the description of this video. You can also get a link from our website, darkholdcharts.com. Give it a try for a week or two. The group will definitely wrap their arms around you, help you out, let you know what's going on. I'm in the group every day, so there's lots of support. The community there is unlike any other, where everybody wants everybody to succeed. There's not a bunch of fake gurus in there calling out stuff. There's no pump and dumps. It's all about the group wins. If the group wins, then the ownership wins. If the group fails, ownership's failing. That's a very specific statement. So I will talk with y'all later. Have a great day, and I'll see y'all soon.